Go ahead, you're on.
Hi, I'm Glenn Palmatier from Jesus Pursuit Church, and with me is Delvine.
Delvine McGovern.
And so, Delvine, you're out on the streets this morning before you came to church, and tell us what happened.
I had to go to the post office. I had a mailing that I had to do. And while I was there, I wanted to be able to go out with a script and just take it to people and see where God took that. And I kept thinking, this is like a government building. I can't really take it inside. And so I went inside and I did my business, came out. I went to get in my car, and God highlighted a couple of people over across the street. And so I went over and approached them with the survey, because I didn't actually have my script with me. And they decided that they weren't interested in it. And so I walked back across the street to my car. And I was getting ready to get in it, and there was this elderly gentleman that came out of the door, and I was just drawn to him. And so I walked over to him, and I asked him if anyone had ever told him that God loves him and had a purpose for his life, a plan and a purpose. And he said, well, yeah. And I asked him, I said, do you know? I led into the second question. I just kind of went on through the script. Do you know without a shadow of a doubt, that if you were to die today, would you be in heaven? And he said, I'd like to think so, but I really don't know for sure. And so I just led this man through the script and through the sinner's prayer, and he was very agreeable with it. He had, a relationship in church, but just wasn't sure of his salvation. So I got to lead him through this, and after we got through the sinner's prayer part of it, and he had accepted Jesus into his life, he got to share with me a little bit about his history, of his family lines. And this 76-year-old man could trace his family history back to like the 1600s. And his family came over from Germany to New Amsterdam, which is New York now, but at the time it was New Amsterdam. And he told me that they had fought Indians when they were there in the New York area, and also in Maine. And he said his family members, they would move, as soon as they had to pay taxes, they would move to another area where they didn't have to pay taxes. So the family area moved around from New Amsterdam to Tennessee to Louisiana, and then on down to Texas. And when they were in Texas, they fought also in the Alamo. And he had family members on his mother's side, and then family members, I'm not sure exactly how they connected, but there were two families. There were the Reeves and the Johnsons. And one day the Reeves were off selling hogs, and the Johnsons were off selling cattle. And so the women were home by themselves. And at that time, the Indians came in and they raided. He said that they were actually led by a black man. And they raided and they scalped one of the women. And he said she lived through it. He said, and they killed several others. And he said, but they took the children. And one of the children was an infant that they decided that they didn't want. And they took this baby and they bashed this baby against a rock. And so when I had a chance to kind of step back from that, and just run everything through my head, I thought, Lord, how awesome you are in this purpose I don't even fully comprehend, because I have family roots. My father was full-blood German, and my mother was full-blood Indian. And I thought, Lord, you're speaking more into this situation to have someone who is half Indian, and half German lead this German man with all of this, this rich history, to the Lord. And I'm awestruck at this, even at this time. And I was able to get his telephone number, so I could actually connect with him again, because he was just such a dear, sweet man. Just a dear, sweet man.
So, Delvine, just by using the script, this has really just changed your life, hasn't it?
Yes. I'm changed forever. I just, the way that the Lord works in this, and even drawing people to it, when this is in your heart, to go out and reach out to the lost, it's like I'm amazed at every moment. I woke up this morning and one of the first thoughts of my mind was, Lord, who do I talk to today? Who can I talk to today? And so it really was. It just feels like it's running through me most of the time now.
So, Delvine, you've also used a script by calling someone on the phone, haven't you?
Yes, I got to, the first day that I went out, I got to lead a lady to the Lord that was in one of the businesses downtown, and that was absolutely awesome. But when we came back to the church, we were told, we could also go through our cell phone list, to see, and they told us even to read it off of the script, to them. And so I'm going through my list, and I had tried to call a couple relatives that I couldn't get a hold of. But I had this one young lady who sells tamales to me. Whenever she makes them up, she gives me a call to see, if I'd like tamales. And so I called her and I said, Sasha, I said, I have something I'd like to read to you. Is that okay? And she said yes. And so I got to read through the script with her, and lead her to the Lord. And after leading her to the Lord, I just was hit so hard with this profound gratitude to the Lord and this profound, I don't know, the whole thing just encompassed me, and it just began to engulf my heart. And I thought, really, this beautiful young lady who makes tamales for me, I get to see her in heaven when I get to the other side. I get to see her in heaven.
So, Delvine, is this, using the script, is it hard, or tell me about that? What is it? Has it done?
Using the script is just, it's so easy. It is so easy. It's like you don't have to think about what you're going to say, because this whole thing of confusion tries to wrap itself around you, because that's the enemy, that comes in and tries to keep you from doing this. You've got this whole thing that is set up before you. And the power of using, even reading that gospel is like, it's the power of the word. It's the power. It is the living word. It is actually Jesus living in that word that reaches out to those people. And it's so easy. It is so easy.
Yes, folks, it really is that easy. And Delvine's only been doing this for 3 days now, and she's seen 4 people come to the Lord, and it's just amazing what God can do with you. Give your testimony and just read the script.